You should watch the death battle video. Do we want to do that? Do we want to watch the death battle? Is there copyrighted music in that? We could watch the death battle. I'd be down. TennoCon 2022 Badger Bomber. It plays Rules of Nature a bit, I think. Rules of Nature, actually a very friendly stream song. Okay, I will props to Konami for this. Not often do we give Konami props, but the whole Metal Gear Rising Revengeance soundtrack is very stream and YouTube friendly, and that's great. Yeah, like definite Konami props on that one. That's actually a very good thing that they've done. Let me find this death battle. I haven't watched a death battle in like probably 3 years.
This episode of
If anyone doesn't know, this the channel's called Death Battle. Oh yeah, Rules of Nature fucks. All right, we're gonna turn the music off for this for obvious reasons. I hope that would be obvious.
Death Battle is sponsored.
Quality. We love auto quality. It's one of my favorites. It never fucking works.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Warframe.
Don't miss Warframe's highly anticipated digital event, TennoCon, on July 16th, where
It's
players
true.
and attendees will be treated.
Also, for anyone who missed the video, we are going to be sponsored for that stream. So, you know, show up on the 16th. Come hang out. We're going to be streaming it. We're going to be doing the whole all day thing. Also, thank you to Warframe for sponsoring me for it.
To a slew of first look reveals, including the upcoming
Just thank you for the 2,000 bits. Fucking much appreciated.
open world expansion, the Duviri Paradox.
You can join through Twitch throughout TennoCon
Also,
for highly
new
valuable
bits.
drops, including the rare Titania
I do want
Prime.
this Ginger Hood. The rare Titania Prime. So rare. Definitely not a random 50 plat Warframe. Man, I am expecting the Titania video I put out to have a hilarious view spike whenever TennoCon happens. Because it's going to go from no one having that Warframe to a shitload of people having that Warframe. I feel like I need to find a lore catch up to understand all this Duviri stuff is about. Played all the available story. I don't remember it coming up at all, so why should I be excited? There's a trailer. That's it. If you watch the trailer, you have all the information everyone else has. A death battle is occurring.
Wiz, what are you doing in here?
Oh, they have like
Damn.
animated
Just
characters now.
conducting some research. I've discovered a Tenno foundry in the process of crafting a new Warframe. I'm just about wrapped. What are you doing here?
When did they
Sometimes
become
I
an
have
animated
these horrible
thing?
nightmares, and I just wake up here in a cold sweat. I don't even think my car's in the parking lot. but what you're doing sounds way more interesting. So tell me, what Warframe's your favorite?
Oh, a scientist doesn't play favorites.
Oh, bullshit. Our job is the equivalent of banging action figures together. You've got to have a favorite.
Fine, if I had to pick, I'd go with the very first Warframe ever created, the death-dealing techno-organic ninja Excalibur.
You mean he's a cyborg ninja? Like Raiden from Metal Gear?
Okay, this is a fair
No,
setup
they're not
for this.
technically cyborgs. More like super-powered biomechanical vessels that are unlike anything I've ever seen. Trust me, this is gonna get crazy, so
Wow, they're
spoilers
just
ahead.
wow. Yeah, okay.
Just give me the lore already, Wiz.
Okay. Criticism. Literally 2 major spoilers before the spoiler alert. I appreciate a spoiler alert, but there were major spoilers before the alert. Oh god, lore. Centuries old. Biologically a teenager. Species Tenno. No. The first of almost 50 Warframes.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Composed of organic ferrous exoflesh and hybridized internals. Does this... Oh, wait. So all Warframes use the same skeleton with different heads. So does this mean that, like, the basic height of all frames is 6 feet tall? Is that with or without his horn?
Shut up and take my money.
Zyme Disco.
Also, I'm taller than XL. Ah, yes. Well done. Okay, so wait a minute. Doesn't that mean that Kanzu is, like, canonically, like, 4'3"? Seeing the species of Tenno, I don't know if I trust those numbers. Yeah, you're right. Because species is Tenno is not a species. That's a real red flag here, is that species and Tenno, you can have one and only one. This is not a species. This is a faction at best. At best, this is a faction. Aren't they just humans? Also, kind of. Like, if they put species disease mutation, I'd be like, okay, sure. Also, yeah, this should be mentally. Biologically, a teenager is not how that works. Mentally, a teenager, I'd be like, I accept that. Infested human hybrids would be more correct, yeah. I mean, technically, everything in Warframe is human for various definitions of humanity. Okay, valid, valid. The Orokin are the big blue peoples, and the Tenno are more human. Yeah. Well, yes and no, actually. Like, what the operators are now is probably less human than an Orokin is. Just a little void touched as a treat.
Long
All right.
ago in the Origin system, the Orokin Empire discovered the Void, an extra-dimensional spatial realm that allowed for travel across vast cosmic distances. However, when they sent the first colony ship through it, the Zariman 10-0, the Void drove all the adults on board into an insane, murderous frenzy.
Huh, sounds like my first wedding reception.
Okay. The children, though, absorbed the Void's energies, imbuing them with the powers they needed to defend.
I'm going to take that as an interpretation. We're not going to talk about absorbed as a concept here.
Themselves against their mad parents and survive. When the Zariman 10-0 emerged from the Void, the children were permanently changed. They had become the Tenno.
Well, I'm sure.
No. No. Look, okay, there's a no, no.
Those traumatized little whippersnappers received only the best of care.
If only. Instead, the Tenno were taught to use their Void powers to control Warframes through a process called transference. But their abilities were so powerful that the Orokin grew to fear the Tenno and tried to have them destroyed. The Tenno were hidden from the Orokin and put into a deep sleep. That is, until one day, they were
Also missing a large amount of the details there with the Tenno destroyed the Orokin Empire. We skipped a lot. Hold on. Let me see how Cliff Notes this is. Wait a minute.
Warframes through a process called transference. But there
Also, wait, hold on.
Whippersnappers received only the best of care.
If only. Instead, the Tenno were taught to use their void powers to control Warframes through a process called transference.
No. They were not. It really feels like very training facility. They were forced to do that. Okay.
But their abilities were so powerful that the Orokin grew to fear the Tenno and tried to have them destroyed. The Tenno were hidden from
They didn't really try to have them destroyed. We didn't really get to that. Like, up into the, like, them trying to get destroyed, that's not the reason that anything happened. Like, the reason was Margulis and the Lotus. Anyway.
The Orokin and put into a deep sleep. That is, until one day, they were reawakened to defend a war-torn origin.
Yeah, they would have gotten her. They were reawakened to do what now?
And tried to have them destroyed. The Tenno were hidden from the Orokin and put into a deep sleep. That is, until one day, they were reawakened to defend a war-torn origin.
Very not relevant imagery for what's being talked about. But anyway.
System guided by their adoptive mother, the Lotus.
So they're basically sci-fi child soldiers.
Sort of. Though the Lotus does care deeply for her adopted children and has devoted her efforts to protecting as many Tenno as possible. There are almost 50 different Warframes currently out there, each with their own unique abilities and combat styles. But I think that the very first created Excalibur is the deadliest.
He's kinda reminded me of someone.
A master swordsman with his razor.
It is worth noting that it really does depend on what your definition of Warframe is as to whether or not, like, Excel is, like, as we know it, the first completed Warframe, but there are a lot of, like, proto Warframes.
Sharp Skana, Excalibur is an expert at racking up quick kills faster than the eye can track. He's unmatched in skill and precision with the blade, especially when augmented by...
Is that true? Also not... Exalted Blade, that is not true.
The eye can track. He's unmatched...
Hold on, wait.
Excalibur is an expert at racking up quick kills faster than the eye can track. He's unmatched in skill and precision with the blade, especially when augmented by his unique abilities, like Radial Blind, which releases a flash of light to incapacitate nearby foes, or Radial Javelin, which blasts out a wide burst of energy spears. But his greatest and most iconic is easily the Exalted Blade, a sword of light that can slice...
It is not a sword of light at all. Not even a little. Like, it gives off light. Like, that's as close as I'll give you.
Just about anything to pieces.
Literally a void sword.
Don't get much cooler than that.
Huge-ass laser guns, Wiz. Huge-ass laser guns automatically make you cooler.
Funny you should say that. While individual Warframes like Excalibur may specialize in certain fields, they all have access to...
Are y'all seeing a discrepancy on this? Do we get to see an account name at any point? They chose the Glaxion, but someone has an account that actually knows what's going on. That is a level 1 Glaxion, but you can see that somebody knows. Somebody's aware of the true war crimes that can occur. Right over there. If you see that 5 Forma fucking Ignis Wraith. And their account is old, too, because that is a 2 Forma Paris Prime. They've been around the fucking block. Like, they were around for the Lens era, because there's a Forma on that, and there's a 2 Forma Paris Prime, which tells me they've been at it for a while. You can connect some fucking dots here. They know the Glaxion is shit.
to an incredible suite of futuristic weaponry, like the Nucor, which can fire concentrated beams of microwaves, literally cooking you from the inside out, or the Glax.
Okay, let's see if this... Do you guys see something weird on this list? Hold on. Skana, Bratton, Lotto. Starter weapons? Sure. Okay. The Stropha. Why? But okay. The Glaive. Perfectly acceptable inclusion. The Opticore. For sure. Glaxion? Sure. Acidai? Okay. Yeah, okay. The Nucor, the Bubonico. Okay. We don't talk about the Bubonico, but all right. The Artemis Bow. Which Excal does not have access to. That is Ivara's exclusive weapon. The Falcor, the Dragon Nikana, the Quartak, the Lanka, the Corinth, the Ferox, the Kuva Chakur, the Tigris, and the Prisma Grinlock. What a mysterious list. He technically has the Artemis Bow with Helminth. You're giving me a really, really tough technically here. The hell's a Falcor? It's one of the shitty glaives, if I remember correctly. And never let them know your next move. It's a glorious Dwang in here. Literally covered everything from MR fodder to redacted war crimes.
Which halts molecular vibrations entirely, freezing you in place. There are guns.
Okay, so credit where credit's due. They're using lore Glaxion.
Nucor, which can fire concentrated beams of microwaves, literally cooking you from the inside out.
Lore Nucor, okay.
Or the Glaxion, which halts molecular vibrations entirely, freezing you in place.
Okay, they're using the lore versions of these weapons, so that makes them way less shitty choices.
There are guns that fire radioactive plasma, toxic barbs, or even acidic needles. He has, and I'm not exaggerating here, over 500 different named weapons.
Man, he sounds like a one-man army.
Oh, you think that's crazy? Excalibur can call down an Archwing, basically a futuristic space jetpack with
Hashtag sponsored.
missiles, force fields, and even the ability to fire miniature black holes.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty powerful.
While Warframes usually battle alongside one another, they have had the occasional head
Blocked a beam of light with his blade. Random facts. Can slingshot through the hulls of giant spaceships. That's true. Fast enough to run up walls. Defeated entire sentient corpus Grineer and infested armies. Yeah, just completely out of yeah, can kill giant enemies like Lephantist and Eidolons. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's both true, but completely without context. Who's Excalibur up against? Raiden from Metal Gear.
head-to-head scrap.
I can't wait until I get to that part and you guys are like, wait, why does he have just as much information about Raiden?
Where they've exhibited the durability to survive even the most powerful attacks that other Warframes have to dish out. For example, blasts of concentrated antimatter from the Warframe Nova.
Sounds pretty unstoppable.
Ability to survive even the most powerful attacks that other Warframes have to dish out. For example, blasts of concentrated antimatter from the Warframe Nova.
Sounds
Yeah, no. Based on? What a mysterious mix of, like, the vast majority of Warframes will not survive Novas too. I mean, sure, shield gates exist, but then you could just say they can survive one hit from anything is where you'd go. Yeah, mixing and matching lore and in-game. Yeah, at best.
Pretty unstoppable, but I think I have someone in mind that might put that to the test.
No.
Okay, do you really want to talk about Raiden? Is that what this is?
Come on, Wiz. Child soldier, half-robot assassin, glorious Nippon steel. It's a perfect match.
You know what?
Raised from
Okay, I'll give him credit where credit's due here. Their backstories are similar enough to make this, like, a parallel. Like, 100% legitimately, actually,
My
like,
source.
fair.
I make you the fuck up.
Like 100%, their backstories line up well enough that I'm like, you absolutely proceed.
childhood to be a trained killer in the war-torn streets of Liberia by the future president of the United States, Jack.
I love this. Okay. All right. Let's go deep on this because there's such. Oh, yeah.
Never knew what it meant to control his own destiny, to live his own life. The only thing he knew was how to kill, and he proved it when he accomplished one of the greatest feats in video game history.
The president of the United States.
Surviving the
Sorry.
absolute
Sorry.
mindfuck that was Metal Gear Solid 2. Legions of angry fanboys be damned. Solid Snake.
Raiden is 5'10"?
Was yesterday's news. This was Raiden. Birthday suit and all.
Too bad for him that a shadowy extra-governmental body known as the Patriots captured him and turned him into a cyborg.
You know, that's really unfortunate for Raiden. That's got to be the major reason why he loses this fight. Because if he's 5'10" and a Warframe is 6 feet tall, that means that Excal has like 2 whole feet on him. And that's just a huge disadvantage for Raiden.
For their own complicated purposes. Even after the Patriots' downfall, Raiden struggled to build a life that he could call his own, pulled between his sense of justice and his genuine ecstasy.
Yeah, twice
for
his
war.
height.
Well, at least
I'm sorry, I can't help it. No, I don't mean inches.
he's got to put his weeb skills to work with the weapons he's pulled off the corpses of all the poor souls that dared mess with him. He's got dystopia, a magnetic sign that pulls you towards your enemy.
Okay, high frequency. Yeah, yep. Okay, Murasama, sure. Bloodlust as a feature here, part of the arsenal. Man.
Enemy, or l'étranger.
Wow, I think you actually said that right.
Which is a convertible staff/whip combination made of arms, plus rocket launch.
Wait. Oh, wait. Are Dystopia and Bloodlust the name of the other boss weapons? Have I just forgot that? Did they just give him all the boss weapons? Okay. My bad. I totally forgot that those other boss weapons were named like that. Okay.
A convertible staff/whip combination made of arms, plus rocket launchers, claymore mines, EMP grenades, and all his stuff from MGS2. But nothing beats his high-frequency blade he inherited from Jetstream Sam, the Murasama.
I have to admit, the high-frequency blades are marvels. They vibrate at such high speeds that they can destabilize the physical structures of metals on contact, greatly increasing their cutting ability. It's basically robot kryptonite, if that makes sense.
Even with his original high-frequency blade, Raiden could cut through massive metal gears like tissue paper.
And of note, those metal gears were
God, this
not
game is
made
so
of
good.
ordinary steel, but carbon nanotubes, one of the strongest materials known to man. The bonds between carbon atoms are incredibly strong, which means that the tensile strength of carbon nanotubes is greater than even the toughest
Vibroblade in Warframe when? I mean, that's basically what an Ikana is described as.
metals, like titanium. Using the high end of potential shear strengths, slicing clean through a building-sized Metal Gear ray would require an energy equivalent to, at most, 100 kilotons of TNT.
And the Murasama is red, which makes it even cuttier. How else would he have had a chance against our Lord and Savior, Senator Armstrong, and his nanomachines?
Nanomachines,
Unlike
son.
those Beltway pansies, this
Oh,
hulked-out
man.
ant can hit the ground so hard it splits lava. He was somehow a vastly more difficult bomb boss than the stadium-sized Metal Gear Excelsis riding toward to shreds minutes earlier. Don't F with this, Senator.
That is, unless your nickname is Jack the Ripper.
Raiden spent years fighting for justice and denying who he really was inside. And it took his battles with Desperado enforcement to finally realize it. He's a killer, plain and simple, and he lives to test.
Okay, the words electricity manipulation together, I think if you put those two words together, you have to expound upon that. I think if you are going to put those two words together, you have to expound upon that. Because the sliding scale of electricity manipulation is rubbing your feet real hard on the carpet and then touching somebody. And then, like, the complete extermination of all life whenever you want is at the other end. Like, right? You know what I mean? You know what runs on electricity? You, right? Exactly. That sliding scale is pretty big.
His skills against others.
When he enters Ripper mode, any last shred of
It means electrolyte manipulation.
inhibition leaves his body, and his strength and skill.
Oh, do they mix up the
skyrocket.
Raidens? They Googled the fucking what does Raiden do, and they got Mortal Kombat Raiden.
And that's exactly what Armstrong saw in Raiden. Living proof of his philosophy in action. Someone who pulled themselves out of hell with nothing but their determination to survive.
But Raiden did not see it that way. Just because he had to fight for survival doesn't mean the whole world had to. And it was only through an act of generosity from Raiden's slain rival, Sam, that he managed to win.
His sword may have been a tool of justice, not used in anger, but the Murasama wasn't that sword, and with it he ended Armstrong once and for all, and lived the rest of his life on his own terms.
All of Raiden's weapons sound like MR fodder. That's correct.
Look, I know we're just shooting the shit, but Raiden would definitely kick Excalibur's ass.
You've got to be joking. Maybe I didn't sell it well enough with my spiel, but Warframes like Excalibur are unbelievably powerful, on a whole other level from cyborg ninjas like Raiden.
Oh yeah? We're in the lab. We've got the research done.
To be fair, Warframes have not killed the president. That's true.
Prove it.
Okay, the Murasama is impressive, sure, but Excalibur's futuristic arsenal is hundreds of years more advanced and leagues more varied. Raiden would just be overwhelmed.
Excalibur may win in quantity, Wiz, but quality
they did
is
kill
what
the queen.
matters most. And considering his weapons are mostly made of metal, it won't be any trouble for Raiden to melt right through him with the Murasama, especially with how crazy fast he is. Raiden can run up walls and break dance with leggy, mooing robots attached to his feet. He can
That shit
slice
was
bullets
hilarious.
out of the air and even boost his reactions with blade mode, where the entire world slows down to a near stop.
Well, sure, Metal Gear characters like Revolver Ocelot can shoot bolts of electricity out of the air with regular pistols, which is probably around hundreds of times faster than sound. I guess that counts as fast.
Oh, please, that's nothing! Raiden can increase his perception to the point that raindrops around him aren't even moving. That might not seem as crazy at first glance, but he's also able to swing his sword dozens of times, while time is almost stopped. By my calculations, that'd be about 11% the speed of light.
Oh, is this happening? Is this actually happening? You want
The way
to
that
calc
the
off,
argument
big
is
guy?
occurring.
Then let's go. Excalibur can literally block a beam of light with his sword.
Oh,
Judging by the
yeah.
distance it moved relative to how far the light beam traveled, Excalibur had to have been swinging at
That doesn't happen
9%
anymore, though.
the speed of light.
Just so we're all clear, I
Hell
didn't
King.
even consider this because this doesn't happen anymore.
Off, big guy? Then let's go. Excalibur can literally block a beam of light with his sword.
That's not a thing. That doesn't happen.
the speed of light.
Oh, is this happening? Is this actually happening? You want a calc off, big guy? Then let's go. Excalibur can literally block.
Yeah, that was a thing. Are we sure that's light? Also, no. Not light. Yeah. Yeah, even beyond.
Beam of light with
Not light. I would, you know what? If you told me that you're gonna equivocate that to like special beam cannon, I'd be like, okay, sure. That can be Piccolo's special beam cannon.
his sword. Judging by the distance it moved relative to how far the light beam traveled, Excalibur had to have been swinging at 9% the speed of light.
Calc King dethroned. Look at me. I'm the math boy now.
Look, speed is only part of the picture. Another Warframe, Atlas, was strong enough to smash apart a giant asteroid. Now,
Okay.
Excalibur may not be one-punching.
Okay. Let me hit this. Let me hit you with this. Why the fuck did they go with the Atlas?
I'm the math boy now.
Look, speed is only part of the picture. Another Warframe, Atlas, was strong.
They went with this as opposed to Rhino is heavy enough and strong enough to distort time when he stomps. They went with this instead of that one. Yeah, Rhino is an existing frame.
Strong enough to smash apart a giant
I'll just use Limbo. Well, it's like a strength thing, right?
asteroid. Now, Excalibur may not be one-punching asteroids, but he's proven more than capable of wiping out entire platoons of elite soldiers.
But remember, Wiz, you said
They
it
didn't look
yourself.
past A.
Robot kryptonite. All old Jack needs is one good swing
Hold
of that
on. Is this a
Murasama,
Warframe
and
versus
Excalibur's getting
Ribbon
sliced
death
to
battle?
pieces. You really think your Warframe can take on a pure-blooded killer like Raiden?
Oh, you really
Alice
think
has more
your
modern lore thanks to
cyborg
Liberian?
ninja can take on a ghost soldier from the future?
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Forever a mystery.
No way to determine a winner.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Oh yeah, I could definitely go for a beer right now.
No, you idiot. Let's settle this the old-fashioned way.
Oh, yeah! It's time for a death battle!
So why do people tell me that he had, like...
This episode of
The
Death Battle is
Viper.
sponsored by Warframe.
He has
but
the
let me
nuclear.
ask, Wiz, what is Warframe exactly?
Warframe is a free-to-play online action game set in an ever-changing sci-fi universe with a passionate community of more than 70 million registered players worldwide.
That sounds awesome. What's it about?
You play as the Tenno, an enigmatic race of ancient warriors capable of tremendous agility, speed, and superpowered abilities. Wield an arsenal of more than 600 weapons, including blades, guns, and more.
That sure sounds like a 10 of fun, eh, Wiz?
Please stop. You follow an epic cinematic quest that combines a personal story of self-discovery with
Eventually.
an action-packed space opera. Embark on missions that involve ninja-like acrobatic shooting and melee, personal spaceflight, open-world exploration, collaborative spaceship combat, and more.
If that sounds exciting to you, Warframe is available on all platforms. Play Warframe for free today on all platforms by using our sign-up link below.
Digital Extremes is giving Death Battle viewers their very own free collection of Excalibur-themed items. Until July 19th, go to warframe.com or visit the in-game marketplace.
This is the code we used
and use
earlier.
promo
Good stuff
code
in this.
WF Death Battle to redeem it.
The Death Battle Excalibur item collection includes a special Excalibur helmet,
This is a good
deadly
set.
powerful weapons, and
That helmet
more.
sucks, but whatever.
Everything you need to personalize your in-game Excalibur and unleash his lethal ninja prowess on the battlefield.
Remember the Karak? Yeah. What the fuck is happening here? I forgot what death battles look like. This is really funny. Does this imply that the Foundry is just that? Like it can exist anywhere. You can just set it down wherever you want. Oh man. In the middle of some fuck off warehouse? Yeah, that's correct. Oh, I swear to God, if Excalibur comes out of it, I swear to God.
Doctor, are you seeing this?
Tenno, an enemy is ahead and
What Lotus model is this?
that foundry is crafting a Warframe.
Okay. Yeah, all right, whatever. Oh, he gets a glaive. This is already done. We're done here. Literally done here immediately. Okay, if this moves beyond Raiden doesn't get to turn around and dies, then we're already outside the realm of what really happens. They literally gave Excal the jump on Raiden. Roll credits. Yeah, move on. Raiden explodes. TLDR, move on to the next regular soldier. Regular glaive? No. And?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Raiden is within range of what that weapon does. And that's too close. It's okay. It's new player Excal, and he doesn't know how the weapon works, so we're going to give him a pass. None of that is how the glaive works, but go on. It's really normal for new players to not know how to use a glaive, so we'll give them that.
Straight to the point.
Excal using unmodded basic weaponry. Raiden immediately holding the best weapon he ever receives canonically. Oh man.
Little freaks like you usually got a monologue first.
It's a fun animation. We're all running.
His sword, it's weakening yours.
Just dual Vipers. There they are. Sure. The model was available, whatever it takes. No. The Vipers have been out of ammo. Then no. I disagree. The Vipers don't make it to the next scene with bullets. Completely disagree.
Infinite ammo.
Okay, I love that. That's fun.
Yes, I'm in. Mr. Raiden, sir. Or can I call you Jack? Big fan.
Who the hell? I'm busy here.
Wait, just listen. You'll never expect your secret weapon.
Jesus Christ.
All right, listen, he's definitely hiding in the cardboard box.
Get out of here!
Okay. A bunch of claymores. All right. Infinite ammo is canon. That's true. Okay. Blowing up the Skana. We'll take it. Why is it the Odinata Prime? Anyway.
Doctor, it's time to let her rip.
At least it's the Prime.
This is why I fight. Survival of the fittest.
Oh
Rules
man.
of nature.
He's gonna morph.
My child, you're not done yet. I'm surging your Warframe's power systems.
Ah, yes. We played the tutorial. Do you remember that? You remember surging your Warframe's power systems? I remember. Tell me he turns into Excal Prime. That'd be a absolutely good. That'd be incredible. I just want them to like absolutely not give a fuck and make him go Super Saiyan, quote unquote.
Excellent work, Tenno. Now for the foundry.
Why is Xcal's sword off? That's not a thing.
Oh, it's finished. Now for the foundry. Oh, it's finished.
Yeah, that does look like Atlas Prime.
KO!
Oh, it's
Yeah, and this can't be a teaser for what Korra Prime looks like. Yeah, it looks like an Atlas Prime silhouette. Oh, it could, you know what? For a new frame, it could be a teaser for a new frame. I would accept that. That's definitely possible. From this silhouette, though, I do think that Atlas Prime is a good guess. Definitely not Korra Prime. Because from this silhouette, you can tell that it does not have ass. And I think there's no world where Korra Prime launches without ass. A lot thinner body than Atlas, though. It could just be the shadow being... Like, the shadow's at an angle. Like, yeah, I would generally say that, like, Atlas is wide boy. But I don't know how you... Like, depending on the way you generate shadows in Gmod.
KO!
Chalk one up for the Calc King, the Math Boy.
It could be a Duviri Warframe for sure.
Infinite ammo, Wiz. He had infinite ammo.
Sure, and yes, that is 100% indisputably canon, but there was a lot more going on here that eventually gave Excalibur the win.
I guess so. Both were super skilled swordsmen and ninja, and their speeds were almost even. So the fight was ultimately
God, this just reminds me that lore-wise Excalibur is one of the weakest frames.
It looks like Excalibur just had a lot more to pull from.
Warframes have access to an absolutely absurd amount of varied weapons. Despite Raiden's
Thank you,
unique
memes.
armaments, they were never going to stack up in sheer quantity. And
Nah,
consider
Revenant has, like, the
specific guns
crazy
Black
long
Seed,
head.
which can halt molecular movement, a direct counter to Raiden's high-frequency blade. While Excalibur may not always be carrying it, every Warframe is proficient with each of their over 500 weapons.
One blast of that, and Raiden might as well be working with a
They
regular
BS
slab of
Excals win
steel.
hard.
Excalibur was
No, I
way
mean, like-
stronger too. Sure, right?
Okay. They do BS Excal's win, but Excal does win. Does that make sense? Because Excal doesn't win this matchup for, like, the reasons as stated. Because, like, what would realistically probably happen for Excal is Raiden getting the jump on Excal and, like, killing the Warframe, quote unquote, and then Raiden gets fried by the operator. Yeah, or the Warframe just stands back up. Oh yeah, it was a fun animation. Like, that's mostly, like, they always have to draw the fight out to, like, do a bunch of jokes and have the animation be fun. That's the point of these things.
Raiden could cut through giant Metal Gear rays made of carbon nanotubes, generating up to 100 kilotons of TNT.
But not as much as Excalibur. Another Warframe, Atlas, was strong enough to smash apart a giant asteroid.
We keep coming back to that. Y'all like Atlas? Who on the writing team like Atlas that much? Damn. Fuck, Death Battle stands Atlas. Jesus Christ.
Meaning it would have to be at least 6 kilometers across, just like the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. Now, Atlas did not completely
What the fuck are we talking about?
strong enough to smash apart a giant asteroid, meaning it would have to be at least 6 kilometers across.
Why? Senator, can you back that up with a source? What? My source is that I made it the fuck up. No, not him punching an asteroid. That's fine, but why does it have to be that big? What's the reason?
Just like the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. Now, Atlas did not completely halt its kinetic energy. By exploiting fissures within the asteroid, he was able to pulverize it to dust.
That means his punch had to hit with an energy of at least 46 gigatons of TNT. Sure, in canon, Atlas is stronger than Excalibur, but they fought and defeated similar enemies, so Excalibur would naturally have to be somewhere in Atlas's ballpark, even
No. No. Yeah, that reasoning, no. That's a cup with a hole in the bottom. That doesn't hold water at all. That's a funnel, bro.
Even if Excalibur only possessed 1% of Atlas's strength, he'd still be nearly 4,000 times stronger than Raiden.
Okay,
okay.
Shut up and take
All right.
my money.
All right. Assuming even, okay, that's way more fair. Assuming that Excalibur is at least 1% as strong as Atlas, now that's fair. I give him credit on that. That's fair.
That's pretty consistent
Again, wrong method, correct answer.
with the energy output of Nova's.
Did you divide this by a whole monkey paw? Like, you're right, but you should not divide things by a monkey paw. I don't even know what that is. How much is that?
Antimatter blast too. Warframes are just that tough.
Furthermore, even with the high-frequency blade's unique
Okay, hold on.
Warframe, that's pretty consistent with the energy output of Nova's antimatter blast too. Warframes are just that tough.
Senator, why don't you back that up with a source? Like, what the fuck are we doing? My source is that I made it the fuck up. Shout out to Photoshop Lotus.
Furthermore, even with the high-frequency blade's unique vibrating ability, it cannot cut through everything. Raiden's original blade actually shattered against Armstrong's super hard skin, and required the stronger Murasama to finish the job. Against a foe vastly more durable than anyone Raiden's ever faced, it's unlikely the Murasama would score a kill in time.
Even if Raiden got enough hits in to break Excalibur's shields and eventually land a fatal blow, the Tenno operator piloting would
Thank God they actually say something about this.
still survive unharmed.
Raiden put up a valiant effort, but Excalibur's absurd arsenal, impressive durability, and raw power put an end to the silver-haired swordsman.
Excalibur had the metal and the gear to make Jack R.I.P.
The winner is Excalibur.
Did Death Battle ever really do much meaningful research? No, and I'm very okay with that. It's just fun to watch it this way.
Told you so.
Doesn't Nova have a cap of 800k on the two? Oh, I wish. Her cap is 50k.
Thanks for watching, and thanks to Warframe for sponsoring this battle. Quick disclaimer.
That was fun. What a fun, dumb thing to do.
Shut up and take my
Galeros,
money.
thank you for the Prime sub. Much appreciate it. Also, Knight, thank you for the sub as well. Operator alone could solo Raiden at this point. Oh, for sure. I mean, the Operator is like an immortal, like, godlike being. Like, what are we even doing, right?
Check your inbox, operator.
I have 200 mailbox messages. Why is that? Oh. Okay, they just also show here. Fair enough. Yeah, these are what's from the 2 codes. That's very nice. It feels like they went, oh, this is a cyborg, let's match him with a cyborg and then realize that Warframes are demigods halfway through. No, it feels like I mean, them matching those two up is valid. What's the other code? It's WF-Death-Battle is one code, and the other one is TennoCon 2022. Is MTG back in stock? It is. We have some Double Masters 2022.